What's up, everybody? It's your boy WolfBlade. I'm back. Just wanted to say a few things. One, yeah, I'm posted all over Facebook. I don't care, guys. I don't care. Okay? I've been saying it for 2 years, and I'm still gonna keep saying the same thing. Whatever anybody says or does, to or against me, it doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna touch me. Nobody's going to do anything. Nobody's going to remove me. Nobody's going to move me out of this town. Nobody's going to be able to do it. I'm going to keep preaching because it's not illegal, because Satan is not crowned on the third temple yet, okay? So it is not illegal to preach. I will keep preaching and yelling because Jesus is the foundation of everything I do. And because no job will let me have Jesus as my own foundation. My own lifestyle. Nobody will let me have a job because of Jesus. I'm gonna create my own job. YouTube, that's a job. I don't know if you guys realize that, but it is a job. And yes, it takes from one's life. But just saying, I don't care being posted on Facebook and shit. I'm already famous. I'm already on YouTube. Alright? Like, posting on the internet, like, I care about it. Like, the internet controls me. Why do you think I'm out here every single day and never stop? I stopped for a week because I had no Wi-Fi and it was Thanksgiving and there was a lot of things going on. We had to get food and we were working and everything. I was passing out flyers door to door. But that's pretty much all I wanted to say there. That and even the sheriff's department, they don't want me here no more. They want to remove me. They want to get rid of me and stuff. They said dial it back. They said only a sign and a chair. So I have a sign and I'm just sitting on the ground because I don't care. I'm gonna keep preaching till the day I die or get martyred for my faith. There is no other choice for me. I'm native to this land, so if anything, if I ever get put on trial, they owe me free land. That's why they can't put me on trial. Because they would know they owe me free land because I'm Cherokee Indian. I'm native to this land. They owe me for not letting me work on my own land. So now they've really screwed up. Not just physically, but now generationally, they have a debt that they have to pay, that they owe. And yes, they have to because I am native to this land. So, I know my things. I know my things. There's a spiritual thing that will happen to them if they do not give me what I deserve. It's a spiritual thing, and it's nothing to do with, I have nothing to do with that. All I have to do is sit here, and guess who's going to take care of it? That's right. That's absolutely right. So guess what? I'm just gonna sit here and let God take care of it. Things will come to me. Things will come to me. I've already went out, tried to look for it. You don't look for it. You don't look for it, you let it look for you. That's where I'm at this point. So, this is my job. Y'all can go, back home, laugh it off, cry it off, release your anger on your bean bag, whatever, your sandbag, your punching bag, box your brother or something, get that anger out, but you're not going to remove me. You're not going to stop what I'm doing. You can't stop somebody else's life and what they're doing. You can't. You physically, mentally, anything, you can't. And you won't. I'm going to keep preaching. I don't care who doesn't like me. I don't care who doesn't like it. This is my life. Deal with it. Y'all didn't want to let me live life, so this is my life. Now back to the reading. Alright, regulations about defiling molds. As for any fabric that is spoiled with a defiling mold, any woolen or linen clothing, any woven or knitted material of linen or wool, or any leather or anything made of leather, if the affected area in the fabric, the leather, the woven or knitted material, or anything article is greenish or reddish,
It is a defiling mold and must be shown to the priest. The priest is to examine the affected area and isolate the article for 7 days. On the 7th day, he is to examine it, and if the mold has spread in the fabric, the woven or knitted material, or the leather, whatever its use, it is to be persistent. It is a persistent defiling mold. The article is unclean. He must burn the fabric, the woven or knitted material of the wool or linen, or any leather article that has been spoiled, because the defiling mold is persistent. The article must be burned. But if, when the priest examines it, the mold has not spread in the fabric, the woven or knitted material, or the leather article, he shall order that the spoiled article be washed. Then he is to isolate it for 7 days. After the article has been washed, the priest is to examine it, and if the mold has not changed its appearance, even though it has not spread, it is unclean. Burn it, no matter which side of the fabric has been spoiled. If, when the priest examines it, the mold has faded after the article has been washed, he is to tear the spoiled part out of the fabric, the leather, or the woven or knitted material. But if it reappears in the fabric, in the woven or knitted material, or in the leather article, it is a spreading mold. Whatever has the mold must be burned. Any fabric, woven or knitted material, or any leather article that has been washed and is rid of the mold must be washed again. Then it will be clean. These are the regulations concerning the defiling molds in the woolen or linen clothing, woven or knitted material, or any leather article, for pronouncing them clean or unclean. Cleansing from defiling skin diseases. The Lord said to Moses, "These are the regulations for any diseased person at the time of the ceremonial cleansing. When they are brought to the priest is to go outside the camp and examine them. If they have been healed of their defiling skin disease, the priest shall order 2 live clean birds and some cedar wood, scarlet yarn, and hyssop. Be brought for the person to be cleansed. Then the priest shall order that one of the birds be killed over fresh water in a clay pot. He is then to take the live bird and dip it, together with the cedar wood, the scarlet yarn, and the hyssop. For the blood of the bird that was killed over the fresh water, 7 times shall he sprinkle the one to be cleansed of the defiling disease, and then pronounce them clean. After that, he is to release the live bird in the open fields. The person to be cleansed must wash their clothes, shave off their hair, and bathe with water. Then they will be ceremonially clean. After this, they may come into camp, but they must stay outside their tent for 7 days. On the 7th day, they must shave off their hair. They must shave off their head, their beard, their eyebrows, and the rest of their hair. They must wash their clothes and bathe themselves with water, and they will be clean. On the 8th day, they must bring 2 male lambs and 1 ewe lamb a year old, each without defect, along with the 3/10 of an ephah of the finest flour mixed with olive oil for a grain offering, and 1 log of oil. The priest who pronounces them clean shall present both the one to be cleansed and the offerings before the Lord at the entrance of the tent of meeting. Then the priest is to take one of the male lambs and offer it as a guilt offering, along with the log of oil. He shall wave them before the Lord as a wave offering. He is to slaughter the lamb in the sanctuary area where the sin offering and the burnt offering are slaughtered. Like the sin offering, the guilt offering belongs to the priest. It is most holy. The priest is to take some of the blood of the guilt offering and put it on the lobe of the right ear of the one to be cleansed. On the thumb of the right hand and on the big toe of the right foot, the priest shall then take some of the log of oil, pour it in the palm of his own left hand, and dip his right forefinger into the oil in his palm, and with his finger sprinkle some of it before the Lord 7 times. The priest is to put some of the oil remaining in his palm on the lobe of the right ear for the one to be cleansed. On the thumb of the right hand and on the big toe of the right foot, on top of the blood of the guilt offering and the rest of the oil in his palm, the priest shall put in the head of the one to be cleansed, and make atonement for them before the Lord. Then the priest is to sacrifice the sin offering and make atonement for the one to be cleansed from their uncleanness. After that, the priest shall slaughter the burnt offering and offer it on the altar, together with the grain offering, and make an atonement for them, and they will be clean. If, however, they are poor and cannot afford these, they must take one male lamb as a guilt offering to be waved to make atonement for them, together with the 1/10 of an ephah of the finest flour mixed with olive oil for grain offering, a log of oil, and 2 doves for 2 young pigeons, such as they can afford. One is for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering. On the 8th day they must bring them for the cleansing to the priest at the entrance of the tent of meeting before the Lord. The priest is to take the lamb for the guilt offering together with a log of oil and wave them before the Lord as a wave offering. He shall slaughter the lamb for the guilt offering and take some of its blood and put it on the lobe of his right ear of the one to be cleansed. The thumb of the right hand on the big toe of the right foot, the priest is to pour some of the oil into the palm of his own left hand, and with his right forefinger sprinkle some of the oil from his palm 7 times before the Lord. Some of the oil in his palm is to put on the same places he put the blood on the guilt offering, on the lobe of the right ear of the one to be cleansed, on the thumb of the right hand, and on the big toe of the right foot. The rest of the oil is in his palm the priest shall put on the head of the one to be cleansed, to make atonement before the Lord. Then he shall sacrifice the doves, the young pigeons, as a person can afford. One of the sin offering and the other burnt offering, together with the grain offering, and the way the priest will make the atonement before the Lord on behalf of the one to be cleansed. These are the regulations for anyone who has a defiling skin disease and who cannot afford the regular offerings for their cleansing from defiling molds. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "When you enter the land of Canaan, which I am giving you as your possession, and I put a spreading mold in a house in that land, the owner of the house must go and tell the priest, 'I have seen something that looks like a defiling mold in my house.' The priest is to order the house to be emptied before he goes to examine the mold, so that nothing in his house will be pronounced unclean. After this, priest is to go in and inspect the house. He is to examine the mold on the walls, and if it has greenish or reddish depressions that appear to be deeper than the surface of the wall, The priest shall go out of the doorway of the house and close it up for 7 days. On the 7th day the priest shall return to inspect the house. If the mold has spread on the walls, he is to order that the contaminated stones be torn out and thrown into an unclean place outside the town. He must have all the inside walls of the house scraped, and the material that is scraped off dumped into an unclean place outside the town. Then they are to take their stones to replace these and take new clay and plaster the house. If the defiling mold reappears in the house after the stones have been torn out of the house, scraped and plastered, the priest is to go out and examine it. If the mold has spread to the house, it is a persistent defiling mold. The house is unclean. It must be torn down, its stones, timbers, and the plaster, and all the plaster, and take out of the town to an unclean place. Anyone who goes into the house while it is closed up will be unclean till evening. Anyone who sleeps or eats in the house must wash their clothes. But if the priest must examine it, and the mold has not spread after the house has been plastered, he shall pronounce the house clean, because the defiling mold is gone. To purify the house, he is to take 2 birds and some cedar wood, scarlet yarn, and hyssop. He shall kill one of the birds over the fresh water in the clay pot. Then he is to take the cedar wood, the hyssop, the scarlet yarn, and the live bird, dip them into blood of the dead bird and the fresh water, and sprinkle the house 7 times. He shall purify the house with the bird's blood, the fresh water, the live bird, the cedar wood, the hyssop, and the scarlet yarn. Then he is to release the live bird from the open fields outside the town. In the open fields of the town. In this way he will make atonement for the house, and it will be clean. These are the regulations for the defiling skin disease, for a sore, for defiling molds in fabric or in a house, and for the swelling, a rash, or a shining spot, to determine when something is clean or unclean. These are the regulations for defiling skin diseases and defiling molds. Discharges causing uncleanliness. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, when any man has an unusual bodily discharge, such as discharge is unclean, whether it continues flowing from his body or is blocked, it will make him unclean. This is how his discharge will bring about uncleanliness. Any bed with a man a discharge lies on will be unclean, and anything he sits on will be unclean. Anyone who touches his bed must wash their clothes and bathe with water. They will be unclean till evening. Whoever sits on anything the man with a discharge sat on must wash their clothes and bathe with water, and they will be unclean till evening. Whoever touches the man who has a discharge must clean their clothes and bathe with water, and will be unclean till evening. If the man with a discharge spits on anyone is clean, they must wash their clothes and bathe with water, and they will be unclean until evening. Everything the man sits on when riding will be unclean, and whoever touches any of the things that were under him will be unclean until evening. Whoever picks up these things must wash their clothes and bathe with water, and they will be unclean till evening. Anyone the man with a discharge touches without rinsing his hands with water must wash their clothes and bathe with water. They will be unclean till evening. A clay pot that the man touches must be broken, and any wooden article is to be rinsed with water. When a man is cleansed from his discharge, he is to count off 7 days for his ceremonial cleansing. He must wash his clothes and bathe himself with fresh water. He is to be clean. On the 8th day he must take 2 doves, 2 pigeons, and come before the Lord to the entrance of the tent of meeting and give them to the priest. The priest is to sacrifice them, the one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering. In this way he will make atonement before the Lord for the man because his discharge. When a man has an emission of semen, he will bathe his whole body with water, and it will be unclean until evening. Any clothing or leather that has semen on it must be washed with water, and it will be unclean till evening. When the man has relations with a woman and there is emission of both of them must bathe with water. They will be unclean till evening. When a woman has her regular flow of blood, the impurity of her monthly period will last 7 days. If anyone who touches her will be unclean till evening. Anything she lies on during the period will be unclean. And anything she sits on will be unclean. Anyone who touches her bed will be unclean. They must wash their clothes and bathe with water, and they will be unclean till evening. Anyone who touches anything she sits on will be unclean. They must wash their clothes and bathe with water, and they will be unclean till evening. Whether it is the bed or anything she was sitting on, when anyone touches it, they will be unclean till evening. If a man has relations with her and her monthly flow touches him, he will be unclean for 7 days. Any bed he lies on will be unclean. The woman has a discharge of blood for many days at a time other than her monthly period, or has a discharge that continues beyond her period, she will be unclean as long as she has the discharge, just as in the days of her period. Any bed she lies on while her discharge continues will be unclean, as is her bed during the monthly period, and anything she sits on will be unclean, as during her period, for anyone who touches them will be unclean. They must wash their clothes and bathe with water, and they will be unclean till evening. When she is cleansed from her discharge, she must count off 7 days, and after she will be ceremonially clean. On the 8th day, she must take 2 doves or 2 young pigeons and bring them to the priest at the entrance of the tent of meeting. The priest is to sacrifice one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering. In this way he will make atonement for her before the Lord for the uncleanliness of her discharge. You must keep the Israelites separate from these things that make them unclean, so they will not die in their uncleanliness for defiling my dwelling place, which is among them. These are the regulations for a man with a discharge, for anyone made unclean by an emission for a woman in her monthly period, for a man or a woman with a discharge, and a man who has relations with a woman who is ceremonially unclean. The Day of Atonement. I'm going to get to that tomorrow. I'm out of time today. So I will see you guys in the next video.